It's my birthday. Yay. Yeah. I'm tired as shit. What the fuck? Ooh. Oh my god, that was horrible. I'll see you later. Hello. It's my birthday. I don't know how I feel. I feel like a ghost inside of me. I just feel like so numb right now, where like I really kind of don't care, honestly. Right now, I really just like do like a drive with me today. I don't know. I wanted to do like a little chitchat type thing today, where I could like drive and stuff now that I know where I'm going and I don't need my directions, to help me. So yeah. I really kind of don't know what I should talk about, but other than that, I'm 27 years old. I'm old. I am so old. Oh my god. I really thought I would be in Hawaii at this time. I am going to take a break from project management because, like, it's just, I'm just over it, and I don't want to keep getting frustrated when I can't pass, and I just want to move on to another let me turn on my heat, another class. My major is supply chain and operation management, just because I love operations and I love just the general of running a business and the back end of a business and things like that. That's why I am also interested in working on a cruise ship, working in a cruise ship, on a cruise ship. I don't know. But I just honestly never thought of that until like I was watching like other YouTubers that were like on Carnival and things like that. And I never see really anybody on Norwegian talk about it, about their perspective on the cruise. So I really don't know why. I mean, I saw one, but it wasn't like a whole like thing. So like, I don't know. Maybe I'll be that breakthrough. We'll see. I mean, really, what if I really don't know what I want for my birthday? I don't know. I think just me being alive is like a thing within itself, because like I don't want this life. I didn't ask for this life. I am not grateful for the life I'm living because I didn't ask for it. I didn't ask people to hate me. I didn't ask people to like be so disrespectful and rude to me. So like, am I happy? No, because the people in my life wasted my life. And so like, I feel like it's just pointless for me to fake being happy and fake being that like God. I believe God is a doer of all things through him and all that bullshit, because I've wasted my life with that bullshit and I'm depressed. For me to think that I could have a good life, meanwhile people hate me for no fucking reason and I've done nothing to them, and I'm the one that has to take accountability and apologize to keep the fucking peace. I'm just over it. I'm exhausted and tired, and I really don't give a shit, you know, about just things. I just want to be selfish and be about myself because I put so much time and so much effort into friendships where I neglected, you know, my future. And I feel like if I didn't waste time on friendships and, you know, thinking that I need why did I sound like that? What the fuck? I need a relationship to be happy, you know, and I don't even have a good relationship with my fucking mother. So, like, why would I want a fucking nigga, right? Dating isn't a need in my life, just as I don't want a relationship with my mother at all. You know, I really don't give a fuck about that. Now, with my father, you know, he was in the same relationship, so, like, I can't be too mad, but it was just how, you know, if he told me that he was leaving, I would have left too, without letting her know as well too. But, you know, he left me. I felt like, you know, the whole thing of that thing, you know. But I don't know. I just really want to be in Hawaii. I just want to leave Virginia. I need to, like, I had to spit, so, like, I didn't think y'all want to see that. Or I could have just edited it out. I don't know. But yeah, I'm just tired of just my whole life. Most of my life, I was a child, and I felt like I was a horrible person, and I still somewhat do feel like I'm a shitty fucking person, and I can't make friends whatsoever. And that's what I am nervous about, like, too, with, like, my contract and everything, because of, like, you know, I mean, I would know some people, but it's just, like, I don't know how I would want to put my image in myself, and the last thing I want to do is fake who I'm not. And I don't know, I get, and then with the work environment that I am now, I'm not used to having a positive environment, and so what I'm wanting to do is just to crash and burn it, because I'm so used to toxicity, is that a word? I don't know, toxic, and dysfunction. Why are you in the middle of the fucking road? Anyways, I have like a frog in my throat. I don't know if you can hear it or not. But yeah, I'm not trying to burn any relationships that I'm creating now, just because, like, my thing is with me is, like, I'm just so used to being hurt, you know, even from my own mother. And I just feel like she ruined any kind of relationship with anybody, just because, like, the one main thing, you're supposed to have a good relationship with your mother, but she don't get that it's her doing of the relationship, because she's an adult and she's the parent, but she wants me to be responsible for it, and I'm not having it, because I'm her child. And she keeps saying to me, well, I'm the parent. Well, you want me to do your responsibility, so, like, what the fuck, you know? But I'm just done with all of that, you know? I don't know. I know some of y'all can't relate with having a narcissistic parent who wants to play the victim and everything. It's not your fault, you know? I'm learning that they could do but so much and have so much growth. And the thing that pisses me off too is she works with other kids that are special ed, and that shit pisses me off. She's telling me that I'm difficult, and she works with nonverbal autistic kids. I'm like, you should have never been a fucking parent at all. At all. And then she wants to text me about, oh, I love you, you're amazing, blah, blah, blah. Really? I'm evil, mean, rude, and selfish is the only thing that ever coming out of her mouth. And she's talking about she's listening and all this bullshit and everything. I'm just like really over it, you know? And like YouTube is like the only safe space where I could really like express my desire of hatred towards her. Because like my other social media, you know, I have people, you know, but no one knows that I'm doing YouTube, which is a safe thing for me. I mean, certain people, but like, it's not like, you know, they know my family. So like, it's really, I feel like this is like my safe haven where I can talk about anything of what I'm going through. And I'm not having like people, oh, you're talking about blah, 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 blah. Like, touch grass. I could talk about, if she could lie about me and I abuse her and I disrespect her and everything, then I could talk about what I'm going through, right? Because I'm also a fucking human as well. So, shut the fuck up. Fuck you, light. But all I want, I'm going to, onto other topics, I'm going to move out when I come back from my deployment. So I'm going to move out in July. I'm not saying a fuck, I'm hoping when I come back on this plane, when I come back landing, I'm going to my apartment. What I may do is like maybe the week beforehand, like put in an application for an apartment, and in that way, like I'll have like my move-in date and set and everything, put my deposit in and stuff like that, where I could like get my spot when I land, you know, because like I'm going to save my money and I'm going to move. And so I'm just over the bullshit. And yeah. Am I scared? A little bit, but I'm ready to be happy and to be on my own and just where I could not feel like I'm suffocating and just mad all the time, because she is the reason why I hate my life. My mother is the reason why I hate my life. I wish I never met her at all. I really don't give a fuck. I'm sorry this is too deep on you. I know it's supposed to be all light and everything for my birthday, but I really don't give a shit. I'm just too over the, I don't have any left. I'm just so fucking drained. And I'm just to the point where I really don't care at all, you know. I just want to be, I'm trying to exist, but it's just, I just can't. I hate the life of God. I wasted my whole fucking life knowing him, and I'm not gonna put that force on my child that they need to grow up to a church. I really wish I had a different life, you know, because that's all I knew of my childhood was church, and I fucking hate it. You know, I couldn't do anything else. I couldn't do a sport. I couldn't do, you know, what I wanted to do. You know, it was just church, and I fucking hated it. I didn't have any other friends but school or church, and I don't have those friendships in my life because those friendships ended because it was my fucking fault, you know. I'm just over it, you know. I do what I can, but so much, you know, and it sucks that I have, you know, friends now that are good people in my life, and even with my new job that I have, and I'm scared because I feel like I'm gonna ruin the relationship because of what I'm used to, and my normal is toxic. And I've noticed the difference between the jobs that I have from the fall into now. And it's so much different. The summer job, actually my lifeguarding job, I would go back to. I will go back to. But it's just with scare acting, I don't know if I may do like somewhere else with it. But it's just that I put in all I could into like what I do, and I just never felt like it was good enough, and I never gotten an opportunity to ever like feel that I am good enough and feel like accepted. And a lot of it I feel fear too, because of my skin color and my beliefs and everything like that. I just feel I don't feel safe, you know. But I mean, I can't change what I believe. I can't change my skin color. I don't ever think I want to change my skin color. I love my skin, you know. I love my ethnicity, being half Jamaican, you know. But I'm kind of glad I keep my circle small in the sense, because I don't need people to make me happy, and I don't need people to fulfill my energy. I need more of myself to fulfill my energy than anything. My phone is scaring me right now because like I don't want it to fall, you know. And I think logically too, where I fall in the system of government is neutral, left-leaning, just because or not even left-leaning, more liberal than anything, because both parties are bullshit. The government in general is bullshit, you know. And I'm really happy to be only half American, because what the fuck, right? I am thinking about getting my... Oh shit, I gotta call her back. Alright, well, enough of all of that. I was having birthday calls, but I'm gonna be going... Oh my god, what the fuck? Out with my brother and his girlfriend and my niece for lunch after my first class. And then, so I'm kind of glad I wore like a good sweater today, because I was like, I'm just gonna wear my regular black, but I'm kind of glad I wore like a good... I'll share it to you later. But yeah, I want to I don't know. But yeah, I'm kind of feeling okay in the sense of like the direction I want to go into. To back off on my college degree, I thought about changing it, but I was just like, no, it makes kind of sense for me, of especially like the career like plan that I'm going for, with operation on a cruise ship, and in my maritime degree as well too. That bus is a fucking blind spot, you know. And so I am kind of like, I'm just in my headspace. I'm like in a bad headspace, just with everything. And then that's why too, like, I don't want to like continue with project management, because then I feel like I'm being behind, and I already hate the class already. And so I just I just need a break from it to collectively go back to it, and then I can pass it, because I'm just frustrated right now, and I don't like continuing on something when I'm mad, right? Because I want to get a college degree, and I want to set a good example for my child, and I want a better relationship with my children as well. Because I'm open to having at least 3. I don't want 3, but I want only 1, but I'm okay of having 3. 3 is my limit of having kids, and I know I'm going to be a better mother than my mother ever was. And yeah, so I want to be on my own really badly. I'm craving that independency and that responsibility for myself, and I just want quiet. I want to live in quietness, and I want to be alone. And I'm tired of the fucking winter too. I'm tired of this, grandpa. I'm tired of it. I honestly don't mind driving. So with this topic, Chrissy, my YouTube friend, she did this video, and I was like, dang it, I was gonna do something about how neurodivergent C is you know what? To go back on my career too. Sorry, I'm just jumping everywhere. To go back to my career talk, I just realized I've always loved the water, but I just didn't think I didn't want to do military at all, but I'm doing basic military in a sense. I want to, I just really didn't think that having a career in the water would be ideal. I thought ideally you would have to have an office type job, because that's what my family keeps trying to push to me, and I'm just that is not my personality whatsoever. Let me be. I would have money, I would save, but I'm helping a miserable bitch that doesn't want to appreciate any fucking thing, but want to fucking appreciate a damn homeless person that helped her in her fucking life, than her own fucking family. But anyways, and I wish people could fucking drive. And with being a lifeguard, well, right now the pool is still broken, so I can't do the test. I don't even think I could do the test today if I wanted to. So because the motor broke, and then there's something wrong with the hot tub, but I've been in the hot tub I think once, and that was because my stomach was hurting butt shit, right? And so I think I will be fine with the sense, but I don't know. I really don't know. But what I was talking about? I really don't know what I was gonna talk about, because I got driving. I like driving in a sense because I'm on my own schedule. I don't need to rely on anybody. I had so much car anxiety in the beginning. I would be sweating and having a fucking panic attack when I'm coming out of my grandmother's car. My grandmother's car was very old, and it would break every time I would drive, and so that was my anxiety driven place at all. What I would do as well too was I wouldn't even park my car. I would just turn off the car Oh my god, I was so bad at that. Like, literally, I was like, oh shit, I gotta park and then turn. Oh my god, I was like, oh, forget the Parkway. I don't hate the Parkway as much as I did before, but I disassociate when I drive. Like, I'm just on the road, and I either have like I don't have the radio on. I listen to my own music, playing. Like, I use Pandora, not sponsored or anything, but I use Pandora, and then I listen to my own Bluetooth, or I don't listen to music at all like I am now, and I just listen to my own thoughts to help me, like, focus driving. Like, I would just have my own, I don't think it's normal, but I have my own conversations either in my head or out loud, like I'm doing right now, right? At least now, like, I'm recording, but I would just, like, one day last week, I was just talking about my hatred with the royal family, and how they fucking treated Meghan Markle so horribly. Like, I still don't understand why people hate her. Like, why are you gonna hate a woman and you barely don't even know her? Like, you're not even in her inner circle, and you're hating on a woman that's, like, living her life. Like, come on, people. Come on. But that's my life, too. Like, my mother hates me for no reason, and she wants me to say I love you to her and call her a good mother, but she don't even fucking like me. Like, go fuck off. But, yeah. And other news as well, too, it's also my grandmother's birthday. And that could be the other reason why she hates me, too, is I'm exactly like her mother. In many ways, being that we also share the same birthday, but I'm also her wits end of feistiness and everything, and I like that. I rather resemble her than her daughter than anything. So at least I got a good end of the situation. I can't be too mad. And then I also have my father's traits as well too, with more like the business focus in, because he has his own business as well. So like that's why I think I kind of want my own business too. But I also wanted to learn business. But business is a fucking broad umbrella. And I didn't even know the whole thing of it too. And that's why it took me so long of finding what I want to do, because like trial and error, I mean, not really trial and error, but yeah. But next year would be half of my life without having my grandmother on our birthday. This year it's 17 years. She passed away when I was 14, and I'm 27. So I don't know. Y'all can do the math there. But next year I'll be 28. Oh, it'll be 13. This year is 13 years without my grandmother. 14. What the? No. 14, right? I don't fucking know. Anyways, if I'm 28 next year, that's 14 years. So this year is 13 years without my grandmother. And I miss her a lot because she suffered with Alzheimer's and dementia. Yeah, she had the double whammy. And I wasn't mad at her. I was mad at what the disease took from her because of it. She didn't remember my name. She wouldn't say my name at all, and that really hurted me because I was her only granddaughter, in a sense. And we shared the same birthday. And so, like, with being 13, and dealing with that, whole thing, I took it out on her a lot. And that's, like, where my regret is and falls on the relationship, because, and I was very young, too. I didn't know, but I was really mad that it took my grandmother and our relationship really bad, because I really did love her a lot, but I just didn't have the time with her because the disease really took over her mind. And so, like, it was just a loss after another loss, because I had to process both losing of what I knew of my grandmother and then her death. So, like, it was really, I went through a lot. Oh shit, I need gas. But other than that, I made it, and I will see you later. Hello, and I'm back. But yeah, driving for me, the kids were good today, except we had a runner. Oh my god, and he tried to run twice. Like, those kids give me so much anxiety. Woo. But yeah, I just gotta be back at 3:45 for my night classes. But yeah, I will be. I'm just going out. But yeah, but driving for me is a need. Like, yeah, I hate driving, but I'm very type A with scheduling. Band taught me to fucking be 2 hours early or I'm late. There's no giving. So I still live by that mantra till this day. And it's a good and a bad thing. But even when I try to like ignore it, I'm so off. And so I'm just, no. I need to be early or I'm just so thrown off, And so that's why I kind of got over my fear of driving, in a sense. People are going to be stupid either way, So, like, yeah, I just have people in my family that don't have their license, and it being ended relationships and stuff like that. And just, I need a sense of independency. I don't like relying on people for anything but myself, And so of course, over time, I had got my license when I was 18. And that was my fucking mother, of course, saying, "Oh, you're not responsible enough. You didn't want I wanted my license when I was 16. But it was just these fucking, because I had an IEP, and they keep putting me in these damn fucking support classes, and all we were fucking doing was third grade work. And that pissed me the fuck off so bad. I would never in a million years if my kid comes on the spectrum, and I'm praying that my kids are healthy regardless, I would never put that same thing onto my child, because I know how it affects my social skills. From teachers also pointing me, I didn't have a lot of teachers, but I also had teachers that pointed me, what the fuck is this guy doing, opening his door and shit. But I had some teachers that were, I said this before, that were like buddies with the cool kids, and so they were making fun of me, pointing me that I was difficult because I kept raising my hand. But as a teacher and as that profession, you knew that there was going to be different kids with different situations. I just never could understand. And even with the situation with my mom, like, she's able to work with other kids and not her own kids. Like, you should have never had kids to begin with. But me being verbal, I'm difficult from a non-verbal child. Like, what kind of bullshit is that? But I feel like with the need of trying to be the cool teacher and whatnot was just really annoying. And then you have that annoying ass kid that don't get attention at home, so they want to interrupt the fucking teacher. And so, like, my education was very, very hard, being disrupted every fucking, and it wasn't even me, but the constant disruption and the distraction was so fucking annoying. It was so hard for me to stay focused when you had that loud kid, and then the fucking class clown was just so annoying, And I don't know how I'm gonna do it, but I would never want to put my child on an IEP, because it did not whatsoever benefit me in my education whatsoever. If anything, it hindered me, especially in high school and being put in those fucking support classes, and then being in those meetings and saying that I'm not doing any work or I'm worried about band. Well, I was in that school for a band magnet, like, I went to a magnet school I need that class, and that class is the reason I need to graduate. So I need at least a B in that class so I could graduate and it could be on my diploma, and that class was important because it was weighted heavily. It was weighted 2 classes. Even if I wasn't in, like, symphonic or wind ensemble, it was still weighted heavily, it was weighted double because it was my magnet program, and even with my music courses as well too, those classes were honors classes, And so like it was just really so annoying, and I wanted to take honors classes, but it was just like, well, it's gonna be it's gonna be hard for you. How would you fucking know? And it wasn't like math. I wanted to take some honors math class, I wanted to take honors history or English because those were my strongest way, and I could actually fucking focus. I can't focus in fucking average classes, and we didn't even do any fucking work in average classes. So like I was just so done, with the people around me, and my mother didn't advocate for me like she thought she did, because I was telling her that I didn't need these support classes, and they're telling me, well, you need those support classes. What? We don't do anything in there. The fuck? I was wasting time, and so I'm just I don't know, but for driving is a way for me to feel some type of independency, like I said, and I'm on my time, I'm not on nobody else's time, and then people getting mad because like they have to, drop whatever they need to do, and then they make you late on purpose. Like I just don't like that. Like I hate to even like to be a person where I need you to drop everything for me to do my shopping and my stuff. Like I'm a grown ass adult. I don't need to be 70 years old still needing you to drive me around to work or to the grocery store or whatever. I want to do that on my own time, right? And I don't even feel like to be rushed too, And so like I do feel like driving is so important. Like I understand the fear, but if that's a fear, then I don't know how you can operate in life, because like driving is something so important to feel a need, feel an importance of with yourself, to grow up, right? That's why I wanted my driver's license when I was 16. I was ready at that time when I really wanted to do that, but I just have fucking parents that kept wanting to baby me and wanted to keep me sheltered, and wanted to gaslight me and saying that I wasn't responsible or I wasn't ready for it when I was wanting it really badly for myself, but then I had marching band, so like my weekends were just like all over the fucking place. And that was like the other thing too with it as well too. I already had, so in Virginia I think all schools have like standard and advanced diplomas and everything. I think that's a standard thing. I don't think it's any different from very state to state. If it is, let me know in the comments below. But I started at advanced my freshman year, but because of my band class I can't take a language because band was double blocked, and so was an English class, or so was a language class. And I wanted to learn Spanish too, I know some Spanish, but it's not like I could be like fluent in it, but it is what it is. So I already had all of my credits, I think my junior year, just because band was like weighted 0.5. And then of course my music theory classes that I need also for my diploma as well, for my program as well, was also because I had to take music theory 1 and 2, I believe, or something like that. So I would have finished my first semester. I would have only needed to take my first half of my senior year, and I would have been done. But they added that fucking personal finance shit. Oh, I was so done by the time I graduated, because like that affected my fucking GPA so bad. Because I had like a 2.5, and that brought me down to like a 2, like a 1.9 to like a 2, and I was so fucking pissed. Like because in general they just wanted us to have the class. I got the class, and then that last year they added that fucking personal finance test where we needed that as well for a standard diploma. I was so hot. I was fucking hot, and I couldn't even do the like pull out group for the help of the studying and stuff like that, because it was always in my band class, and I needed my band class, and the fucking teacher's like, why can't you do it? I was like, listen lady, we were going to Disney my senior year, and I hated that fucking teacher. I hated her and my fucking band teacher. I hated them equally, like my mother. But I don't think at that time I hated my mother as much as I do now. But anyways, she was so annoying. I also hated my band teacher, but my band teacher was actually also like negotiable with certain things, because I needed to stay after for the test, the practice, whatever, right? And I was just like, I need to miss half of the rehearsal for the trip for Disney in order to do the thing. And he was like, you can do that, but you need to also be here for the second half. And I was like, all right, bet. And so I packed my things up, and she's gonna be like, why are you leaving? Because I have rehearsal. And she's like, you can't leave. I was like, first of all, you're not my mother and you can't tell me to fucking leave. Secondly, if I miss this fucking trip, you're gonna fucking pay me $800 for this, for what I'm missing, for Disney. And I left, because like, first of all, you can't tell me when I cannot leave. Like, who the fuck you are? You're nothing but a fucking teacher, and I could write you up. And I could report you for a threat. Gonna tell me when it cannot leave. The fight, like, you harassed me the whole fucking year about it, about this fucking thing. And y'all know my fucking schedule. I'm sorry that I'm cussing a lot. I'm just making this in one video because like I'm just driving, and it's my birthday. But yeah, like I was just so hot, but I still went on the trip anyways. But the practice wasn't really needed. We had some, I mean, the music, yeah, but the parade was like, because we marched in the Magic Kingdom parade, which, that experience itself, that could be like a whole nother story. Like, that was just a whole glimpse of, like, I was just with the test and everything. But I was just so hot with that whole thing. That could be like a whole nother story for, like, itself, because that thing was a headache in with it itself. But, yeah, but I think overall, like, I had a good senior year, and I'm so glad, like, my band trip was Disney, because my class trip was shit. We went to, where did we went to? We went to Great America, Six Flags in Maryland. I don't know which one was the one that is out of commission now, like it's gone. So at least I get to say, hey, I went there, right? But it sucked because it wasn't even in season, so not even all the rides were like open, so I couldn't really get the whole glimpse. And then our school was like the only school. Now I think it was we were selected for a security or something. But I don't know. I mean, it is what it is. But that Florida trip, oh my God, 18 hours, bro. I couldn't even complain because, like, I dealt with going to Georgia with my family, or Alabama with my family, and Alabama is, like, another, like, 5 hours. So, like, I couldn't really complain about the trip, but I just liked it because, like, it wasn't involved with my family. And, of course, who was trying to make it about herself. I'm going to invite this person, I want to invite this person. I'm like, I don't even like you, and I don't want you involved. So, like, what the fuck are you? No. Because the minute, and that's why I'm not even gonna invite her on the ship, because the minute I ignore her, then I'm being disrespectful, and I don't need that energy. I already told her I'm not inviting her, and she's like, well, I already went. Okay, then you don't need to fucking complain about anything. So, because, like, I would still have a life. I would still have, like, my friends would want me to do things with them. I would still be working. I would still be having duties and stuff involved, where I can't be around whoever I am for, like, a certain amount of time. So, like, I'm telling people, like, hey, you're going to have to do what you got to do. I rent y'all a room. I got y'all a good room. You can't always, I'm not going to always be around. Like, I'll try my best to find a fit in, to do a little something for an hour or two with you. But I can't, if I have to leave, if duty calls, I have to leave, So, like, you can't get mad when I have to leave in the middle of whatever we were doing, So, like, she is now on that list and going on a ship, so, yeah. And, of course, I'll be vlogging as well, because I want to remember this experience, too, especially it is my first contract, so, like, this is going to be a fucking long video. So, I made, like, 2 times this speed, and then, yeah, but it's my birthday, so, like, I got to get a good birthday special in, and this is the sweater I wore today, and, yeah, I dried my swimsuit there, but my instructor shirt is soaked, so I know I won't be able to wear that tonight. But at least, I have a swimsuit. I didn't try to get my hair wet because I didn't want to worry about, my hair is like a little bit wet, but it didn't really like soak it, like I normally do, but it is what it is. But this talk was needed because I haven't really talked in a while with how my life is going. So this is like a very, very long catch up with what I'm dealing with right now. And it's good in a sense. I love doing these types of videos too. But I think I'm going to stop doing my deep swim guard challenge just because, there's pool maintenance issues and stuff. So, like, this will be a different type of video today, like of me titling it. So, like, yeah. But also with driving, I'm very visual with, direction. So, like, I try to, once I get used to a route, in the direction, like if I was going to work or wherever, I try to also remember like landmarks and signs to help me in my directions as well. And in the case like where I'm not using a GPS, or like I will use a GPS, especially like if it's a new place. I would also like look at my surroundings of, okay, so in the case where I'm comfortable where I'm not using my phone for GPS or whatever, I went to look at landmarks, like it could be like a restaurant or like a tree or whatever, right, in order for me to like know like I'm on the right path or the right direction and coming home or going to work or going to wherever, right? That way, like, I'm good, I'm not lost or anything. And then if I am lost, the one thing about Virginia is like you can make all lefts or all rights and you're right back into where you are. So like you can't really get lost. It's one big circle. So like, it's all good. I think that even like me talking, I'm feeling better, with what I'm talking about. And I will like the fact that even maybe like when I come back to like my summer job, and I could also like be like, well, I teach swim lessons. I could teach guard lessons too. I got my oxygen certification. That's something that y'all don't have. I won't be like that, but yeah. I'm gonna get this deep guard. I'm gonna get it. I think I was just in my head a lot, especially. So I'm just with everything. I am okay. Alright, thank you for making me feel better. Thank you for listening to my thoughts. But yeah, so now, if you ask me, Liana, do you like driving now? Maybe. Like, I don't say like I love driving, right? but I like it because I'm used to it. Of course, with anything comes with practice, but to say that I'm more comfortable, 100% more comfortable now than I was at 18, you know, because I listen to my dialogue, especially like when I'm coming home from work. I'll be like, if it was raining, I'd be like, turn off the thing. Like my mind would go through my steps that I would have to do, like in an operation. Be like, all right, turn off your windshield wipers, turn off your lights, you know, so like your battery won't die, you know, make sure like you have all your stuff out. Because I don't understand how people like using the headlights, because I don't like using like the headlight thing on here. And so I just have, I have it pitch dark when the door opens. So like I would be like, my mind would be like, all right, make sure you grab your bags and whatever, double check to make sure your lights are off, and then you can turn off your car. Your music will stop automatically, you know. So like I don't necessarily need to like do that and then take your bag out, whatever. And then sometimes I do forget to lock my doors, but like my neighborhood is full of old people, so like what are the odds that I would get robbed, right? But I'll just lock it, you know. My mind would try to remember to be like, Liana, you have to lock the door, you know. I'll be like, oh shit, right? So like I have to lock the door. You know, so like my mind now operates on its system as like an operation, because like training kind of also helped me mature in that way too. And my mind works well with training, just because with repetitiveness, that's why I did so well in marching band with music and like with steps, and like how I was able to manage and remember my music and my steps, because it was the consistent practicing and just the repetition of the music. And I still like hum songs from like my freshman year show and whatnot, right? And so like it's just that just with the consistency every day. And I don't even really drive every day, because I feel like it's a waste of time just like to drive, and a waste of gas too. But even with that, like now I'm comfortable without needing to drive, you know, or whatever, and I could go to a store if I wanted to by myself, you know. So like that's like right now the sense of independency that I have, and I love it. And so like it's really I just like the independency part of it. People made me fucking road rage driving, you know, so I'm surprised like you yet haven't. Well, I've cussed, but it was more in the direction of like life, not really driving, right? And so yeah, I don't know. Snowflake is still a crackhead. Daisy Sunday was like living her best life in my boob, and I'm like, girl. Like, she was all smiling. I saw her little beak. I'm like, oh my god, animals are funny. I do want to get a cockatiel. I don't know, I'm in between cockatiel and conure. Honestly, I threatened Snowflake so many times, like, bitch, if you piss me off, I'm gonna bring back another bird from Hawaii. But I love Snowflake. I'm a little bit meaner to Snowflake because like I had him for 4 years. And so like me and Snowflake, we go way back. Snowflake, I could cassette Snowflake so hard, you know, and he wouldn't even be phased. And I would threaten him like, I would threaten him so much too. He's like, I'm like, oh my god. And he would sometimes talk back to me too. I'm just like, bird, you're a bird. Why are you chirping at me? He'd be like, I'm like, who the fuck you talking to? You know? And he was sometimes like, so he hates it when like I crunch like paper or any bag or anything, and he'll go berserk. He'll go, shh. I'm like, what the fuck? I can't do anything. Like, oh my god, you know. But I do love them. I love them a lot. Daisy's a little feisty. She's a little mama. She's a little girl. Every time I try to take her out, she gets like, I'm like, come on, y'all are like, why are y'all fighting with me? And I'm trying to love you, you know. And then even like with this morning, why are you breaking? What the fuck? Sorry. Even like this morning, you know, I was just like, you got me something. They're looking at me like that's what you get. But Daisy didn't even want to give me, no, well, Daisy did eventually give me a kiss on the nose, but she didn't want to get out of the cage, and I'm just like, come on. And then you have Snowflake, of course, just squawking. I'm just like, ugh, my animals. But I love them. I can't wait until we have our own place, you know. I would let them out a little bit more. I mean, I take them out in their cage. I take them out in my room and chill. So like, but I would have like a little like area in their little cage. I'll have like things on the walls and stuff for them to like hang around and stuff. It's gonna be lit. It's gonna be lit. I'll have like a little hanging playground with them, like where they could like climb and stuff. But I love birds to the fullest. Ducks are like my favorite birds because they're cute and they're like quack quack. And then I also like owls too. They're so pretty. But you know, it is what it is. I am heading. I'll see y'all in a bit. Yeah. Tired. I'll end it here. Like, comment, and subscribe. And I'll see you Never. Yeah.